What's going on, people? So, I've got some boxes to open up real quick. I thought I had brought that water over here because I felt like I should have something to drink because it's been a long day, and I got to do some running and whatnot tomorrow. It's good. Stop that. I thought I had muted stuff. Oh, that's right, I didn't. I just had the volume down last time I did one of these. Either way, so yeah, moving on past that rambling or whatever. Just got back. I was out, went to go see, what was it? Oh, Social Distortion. I went to go see them tonight, right? I had a ticket for that from like last year, but the show got like postponed, right? Because the tour dates had to be canceled, and I don't remember, didn't remember the reason and all that good stuff. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. I'll see it when I see it. And so today they finally got around to it, right? So that was something, and I'm out there, watched like the first band started up, sounded pretty cool, but I was in the merchandise line, so I didn't really get to fully experience it for like that first song until after that first song or something. Went out there, checked that out. It was really good. Met them after the show and all that good time. So the Bell Rays, if you see that name, check them on out. And so then Social Distortion comes up, right? I'm listening to him and I'm thinking, you know, I know this guy has like a certain sort of delivery when it comes to like voicing or whatever, singing. And it was kind of like, I don't know if it was that or if it was just the sound. I was like, it's kind of hard to understand this guy. Like, this is kind of like not so great in this moment. But then, I'm like listening to it and he's like going on and talking about some stuff. I don't know what's going on out there, but I live around like basically children. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to him talk about whatever, and he's like, "Oh yeah, so after all my radiation treatments and blah blah blah, and I couldn't eat and I couldn't swallow, and it was like really difficult, and so I didn't know when I'd be able to sing again." I was like, "Man, this guy went through all kinds of stuff," and I was sitting here thinking like, "Why does he sound like butt right now?" So I kind of felt bad in that moment, but let's just keep that between us. After all though, like all that was said and done, show ended up being pretty all right. So then I came back, so I could open up these boxes, and also had to register for an upcoming run because that's a thing that I do from time to time. So I got a 5 mile thing in some point in December. Should have checked the date on that before I signed up for it. Hmm, that was a bad move on my part because I just gave these people $70. I don't even know when this thing is. I might be out of town. Hmm, whatever. So yeah, I used to do a lot of rambling in my like reviews and stuff before I would like actually start doing the review. I don't know why I stopped doing that. I guess because I just sit down and I just want them to be over. But this is one of those times where I can do that. So whatever, let's get in these boxes. And there'll be timestamps and whatever. So if anybody wants to just skip to the 250-ish mark, then they can bypass all that stuff. That's why I don't really care so much about it. Cover this piece, but check that out. Got a lot of Usagio Jimbo stuff going on down there. This is a Stan Sakai package, right? That kind of gives it away, I think. But then again, maybe not everybody is really up on their Jimbos, right? So either way, I saw this on the webpage at for some reason. I don't remember exactly how I came across it because I'm not on any of their mailing lists, even though I've like bought stuff from them regularly. So it is going to be a signed. I think it's signed, right? It should be a signed version of one of the figures they made recently. I should have brought that 4-pack over here because I basically already have this figure. So there's that little bookmark type of thing, telling you about some of the books that they have for sale and all that. So let's go ahead. It's all packaged in here real nice and neat. So I do like that because this was probably, I want to say it was like 75-ish, something like that. Not the cheapest thing in the world, but not the most expensive either. But at the end of the day, if you're spending any money, really, you kind of want the thing that you get to be in good shape when you get it. That's at least how I feel. I mean, if you got just money to throw around or whatever, then okay, so be it. I'm not that guy. Well, actually, you know what? I guess I am that guy because I don't have a wife or kids or whatever. So all my income is kind of just like up for grabs for whatever I want to do with it. So it is actually pretty nice. Okay, so this does come with a little card here. So is that going to focus? There it is, kind of. And then on the back, it is signed, right? You can't really make that out unless you read it, but it does say Stan Sakai. He was the creator of this little guy right here. So, and then that's another little signature. So this figure right here, they do have another version, standard version that you can buy from Big Bad Toy Store. I think it's also on Target and Entertainment Earth and whatever. But this one coming straight from the factory, basically. It's a nice little slip cover, and then inside you have Mr. Jimbo. And as I'm doing this now, I forgot I bought this super fancy camera on over here on the side that is not plugged up. Should plug that in and use that right now, but I don't think I'll really need it. So anyways, there's that. Pretty cool black and white edition, right? Samurai style. I do like it. That's why I bought it. And I have two other of the ones he's done, but there are four total. So I guess either I missed one or it hasn't come out yet. I'm honestly not sure, but I'll deal with that at some other point. So this should be a comic book here. I don't know which one it will be. I'd have to look at the front. And this is not looking like it's going to be easy to get in here exactly. So I don't know how they put this little line on here as if you can just like pull this tab to open. Actually, you know what? You can. You just got to be smarter than the box. And I, in that moment, was not. So there's that. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. Oh, this is, what is this? This is the logo variant Dazzler issue #1, right? I didn't get this one when I bought all those other issues from the store. I think I got like 7 that day. And then I found out about this one later. So I had to pick it up. And this comes from, where did this come from? TFAW, Things from Another World. So they sell a lot of comics and stuff. So if you're looking for variant covers, definitely a place to check out. Because I had all the other covers that I knew of in the moment. So I thought I was done. But then when I was looking online for something else, I saw a couple more Dazzler covers, which is why I bought that other one that I showed off on another video or something. And I think I'll be going through some comics soon, so you'll probably see it again. But I bought that from, was that the eBay one? I can't really remember what came from where. But I've been buying a lot of their comics, so I did get all the Dazzler stuff eventually. As far as I know, I have all of the variant covers now. So it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, I don't know what the issue is like. I haven't read it, and I probably won't until like all of them are out, because it's going to be like a short run. I think 12 issues maybe. Somewhere between, I'd say 8 to 12. So I'll get to that at some point. But for now, I just want to make sure I get the things that are out there. And then there's this one. Let's see. So this one came from eBay. Trying to get this tape off of here without like messing up the comic itself. Whatever, I'll do it later. So this one right here, same thing. Dazzler #1. It's a Virgin style cover, meaning like no words or anything like you would normally see, or logos and whatnot. Or at least the logos will be over here. But anyway, so this one, it was 1 of 100, right? I'm pretty sure it was 1 of 100. And so I think originally it was like 50 or something like that, but I missed the original sale. So I ended up having to go through eBay. And I think I gave somebody about like, I think I paid in the end maybe close to 70 with shipping or something like that, because I wanted it, and that didn't seem too bad, because I figured by the time like they take out all the fees and stuff, that person isn't really getting a whole lot anyway. So I just kind of went with it, right? And this you can kind of see on there, little spoiler of what's on the inside. If you caught that, you caught that. If you didn't, it might be still on the screen. But yeah, so I don't always mind paying a little bit extra for like certain things like that. But I don't know what it is. If it's like a pair of shoes though, no, not doing it. I will offer you retail, maybe less. And if that's not enough, then we're just not doing business, which is fine, because there will always be somebody else who's willing to pay whatever price, right? I'm just not always going to be that guy unless that price is retail. So I'll have to take that out. But anyway, this right here, this comes from Mondo, as in like mondoshop.com, where I buy a lot of random crap. So this is going to be the Daria 2-pack that they did some time ago. You can still buy the standard version. This one is the timed edition, right? So it comes with like extra heads and things like that. I don't remember what all they said it comes with. I just knew that if there was a timed edition and a standard edition, I'm jumping on it now, and I'm getting this timed one. So this should have the Velcro. Yeah, good. So there's the artwork a little better for you without the glare of all the plastic. It's pretty nice, I think so anyway. And then slipping this open here. So you can't really see so much of it in there because of the way this whole thing works with the plastic and the glare. But trust me when I say this is Daria and Jane, I believe was her friend's name. Is that written on the back? Yeah. We're going to go with Jane unless somebody wants to correct me, right? But I mean, this video is happening late, so I don't really think anybody's watching this thing. And going by the thumbnail there, I don't think anybody's going to watch this later anyway. But it's one of those things, you know. I talk about the stuff that I pick up because it's a thing that I do. So if somebody decides they do actually want to watch this, then they can watch it and tell me if they want to see more about the thing later. In which case gives me some idea of what I should do with some of my free time whenever that comes to it. This big old box right here also comes from Mondo. Let me show you that. So this is one of 1,200. See that timed edition thing? So much like the Daria, another timed edition. What does that mean? I'll tell you real quick. So when they put stuff up there, usually they'll give you like a week or two, something like that. So that's your window to go onto their webpage, make your order, and do whatever makes sense to you as far as the quantity. Because when it's all said and done, they're only going to make as many as they received orders for, plus like a small percentage basically to cover ones that get lost in the mail or arrive damaged, things like that, right? So this right here is Bane, right? You might remember him from Batman, the animated series. That's what this style is done of. And then there's the other side of that. It's a fairly large box. It's fairly heavy too. But it makes sense. Bane was a big guy, right? So let's see. Go ahead and open this thing up just a little bit. And because this Mondo stuff is starting to take up a lot of space, these boxes or whatever, I'm going to have to set aside a day to just do a bunch of Mondo videos, apparently. That's the thing that makes sense. So, like I was saying, the Bane box, right, on that side, then the standard Batman animated series logo on the sides. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. So I think I guess that'll be like 3 videos because I have Mo2, like Masters of the Universe stuff, and Masters of the Universe, X-Men things, and Batman things. I think that's all the Mondo stuff that I have, so make sure I don't knock over this Mr. Sinister statue. So there you go. It's kind of like difficult to see as it often is, but that's Bane. So it's a pretty large figure. This is the timed one, like I was saying, so it comes with extra stuff. Forget what the thing was that this one came with that the others didn't, but whatever it is, I'll deal with that later. But this thing is large. They're very nice though. And I bought so many of them, but I just never really got around to displaying them and all that good stuff. So that'll have to be happening hopefully soon. More sooner than later would be ideal. And now I got 3 more boxes, well, 1 in my hand and 2 more to the side, and a couple bags of shirts. Then I will be out of here so I can get some sleep, because I feel like tomorrow's going to be a long day. And it seems like it will be. So this right here, what is this? Oh, okay. Did anybody see the -1, Godzilla -1? This is some kind of Blu-ray collector set thing, right? So what it is I got this straight from like the Godzilla factory, whatever that webpage is. So it's gonna have like the black and white version, the standard version, extra crap in there, right? So if you go to, I think it was just Godzilla.com, but it was somewhat limited, so they might still have them out there, but it was also like $80 or something like that. So yeah, it says Ultra HD Blu-ray. Why does it say it so many times? That's weird. And the 4K version, right? So down there, all that stuff that's not really focusing, but just take my word for it. That's what it's saying. So I'll probably just put up some separate pictures of this later or something, or maybe throw together one of those little videos. Not a short, because I don't make those. Well, I won't say I don't make those, but if you ever see another short on this channel, it's going to be a while. There's going to be like a good reason to have done it. Because I kind of hate those, honestly. It's just, and now they're making it to where, like, well, it's after the 15th. Yeah. So now, like, shorts can be 3 minutes long. And it's like, now there's just going to be more of these things out there. I'm not thrilled about it. I mean, I'll save that rant for another time. Right here, we got this Kurt Angle Legends figure, right? So that's what came out in that set. In this particular set, right here is Farouk. He's going to be the Chase figure. So he should be in this box, but I don't know. I'm not sure what the Chase looks like, honestly. I can't really remember. I saw a brief picture of it somewhere. So I'll probably have to check the Targets and stuff, start looking for it now that it's starting to trickle into stores. But I'm hoping that maybe nobody really cares and that it'll be easy to get. But I might open another tab real quick and just to search. But there he is. That's what it looks like, the standard figure. Or maybe it is the Chase. I'm going to say that it's not because it looks like it's not the Chase because if it was the Chase, it would not look like the artwork on the box. That's kind of how that works, right? So that's how you know it's special. And then this, I didn't even know that this was or maybe I did. I don't think I have this. Do I have this? You know, now that I look at it, I'm honestly not sure. I got to do a better job of keeping up with the stuff that I have. Either way, so this is the Vader Ultimate Edition figure. It's a Target exclusive, which is why it came out of that Target box. Or at least that's part of the reason. Not everything is a Target exclusive just because it comes out of a Target box, but this happens to be. So I do plan to do a little unboxing of some other Ultimate Edition figures that I have, but that will probably have to be, I don't know when that's going to be. I think I have to do another wrestling related video soon, so maybe then. So now I'm just going to open up these shirts, see what all's in here real quick, and then I will be done. Try to make this video relatively short. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but you know. And what is this? What is this? Is this like a plain shirt? Where did this even come from? Ship it box? Like, I don't know what this is for. I don't. That's weird. Did I order some pink t-shirts for some reason? You know what? I think I know what happened here. Because these are just like plain pink t-shirts. Like, you see that? Just a plain pink shirt. Like, two of them. I'm playing this show, was it next weekend? Next weekend. We're doing a friend of mine, she asked me to play bass for her cover band, right? It's Chapel Roan. It's like we're doing a set of her songs. And she's like, oh, can you dress in like something to go with what we're all doing? She's like, oh, you should do one of these looks and do this thing. I was like, I'm not doing anything elaborate, right? If you guys are wearing pink, like, I'll get a pink shirt. I don't happen to own one, so I think that's why I got those. That's got to be what that was. But why two? And where did I order those from that I couldn't just like go and get them? All right, so this right here, what do we have? This is going to be, oh, check that out. Okay. Oh, it came a little VIP. Wait, did I? Yeah, I don't know what that's for. So either way, this comes like a VIP thing. So is that for? It's from the, what do you call it? It's from the Supernova Ska Festival, right? So that was sometime in mid-September. I was there all 3 days and 2 nights. Oh, there it is down there. So September 13th or 15th. And I guess they sent out these VIP wristbands as like little souvenirs. But I already have one because I bought the VIP package anyway. But I bought this shirt because when I bought the shirt at the store or at the little merchandise stand, the one that I bought which was a tank top, didn't have I didn't realize that it wasn't a men's shirt. It was like a women's cut. And like, no, they didn't even tell me. I was just like, oh, can I get that one? They're like, oh, yeah, here you go. You would think that they'd say something or at least have it labeled. No, it just said, Supernova shirt. So either way, that's the list of all the bands that were on there, right? It's a lot of them that I didn't know, but it ended up being a good time meeting some of the people that were new to me. But the biggest reason I was there was to see the Planet Smashers because I haven't seen them since a Warped Tour in Charlotte, North Carolina. So that was probably like 2005, maybe 6. And if anybody, Mission Hill, anybody fan of that? So maybe you remember the Slutty shirt. So got this because it was on sale from their little web store. So that is something I'll break out at some point. Not exactly sure when, but the right time will come eventually. All right, let's try to get into this thing. There's a shirt in here. I'm not sure how exactly they packaged it, all this stuff, so I don't want to cut too much of this. All right. So this comes from Pro Wrestling Tees. I used to buy like a lot of stuff from them. If you remember seeing that video I showed of like my closet like 2 years ago, it was packed, right, with like t-shirts. It's even worse now because it's been like 2 years. So either way, let's go ahead. This is a Prince Nana shirt. I saw it. It was like, a limited run of them. And so I figured, you know what? This is something that I should get. I'm still working through my Roosevelt's collection right now. So I don't know when this will actually be worn. But if you look in there, you can kind of see him. He's doing the dance, and it's like his normal colors, which, is a little Africa thing going on. So I saw that. Thought this is something that I should have, right? And then I bought it before I could think it over. That's how I live my life. I'm not saying it's the best thing to do, but it's what I do. And it seems okay, I guess. I don't know. Can't complain a whole lot, but at the same time, next thing you know, you're opening bags of like random pink shirts, and you're like, what is this even for? So, yeah, there's some debate to be had there. All right. This is the second to last. Okay, cool. That's just a t-shirt. All right, so from Roosevelt's, I buy a lot of their shirts. They make button-ups of very fancy designs, right? Always get some compliments on those, so that's pretty cool. They did a Secret Wars release recently, so this is the Spider-Man shirt. So there's that. Actually, I just picked up a Spider-Man comic book not too long ago, but I don't have all my recent comic books over here, so you won't be seeing that in this moment. But I saw that. I've already bought a lot of the actual shirts that they made for that, like these style shirts. But, there might actually be one. Yeah, actually, there's one right here. So this Roosevelt sticker, right? It's got a little flamingo on it. And there's also, oh no, that's attached to the shirt. On the shirt, they have this other one that's got like the pumpkin and Snoopy on it. Because this is going to be just, I forget what they call it, but it's basically a Peanuts comic book shirt. Not comic book, but like Sunday comics. So you just kind of have comics all up and down it, right? I bought some Halloween shirts because I felt like I should get some Halloween shirts because Halloween's coming around, and I didn't really think that through because it's like if you have Halloween shirts, you can only really wear them like at Halloween because they don't all make sense throughout the year, right? I can wear a Rob Zombie shirt any time of the year, right? And it still is a Halloween thing, so it's fine. But something like this, I got a very small window. And then up here, we have an alligator, and grammar is important. And he's just kind of biting at the letters. And this is a Secret Wars shirt. So this is going to be just like a lot of older action figures. So if you look in there, some people may have actually had some of these figures. So that's what's going on in there. So I'll have to do some other little video about this at some point. Not sure how that's going to work, but that's a problem for future Tristan. So that's good enough for me right now, because I'm just trying to get through these things, see what all's in here that I need to deal with. And so this is 3 of these here. So the thing about these shirts, and I've said this many times, like they're kind of pricey, right? Because they come in at like $70 each, right? They do have sales every so often, sure, but it's still a fair amount, right? This one is the dog with like the boat thing, the steering wheel, whatever you want to call it. And so this is a roper shirt. That's what they call this design, where it's kind of like it's all buttoned down, but it's got little patch type things at the top. So this is going to be Robin Hood. So I haven't seen this movie, I don't think, but I saw this shirt and I really liked it. Normally, I'm not big on buying movies or buying stuff from things that I don't know, but I figured, you know what, Disney hasn't really wronged me in the past, so I'm gonna be sure that this shirt is gonna be fine. So I went and I got it, and now I'm looking at it, and it's pretty all right. Got no complaints. And we were just talking about Batman things a little bit ago. I don't see a sticker here unless it fell out somewhere. Oh, there it is. This one is just that, just a mouth, which is kind of weird to me. So I'm just going to set that back in the bag. So this one I have to hold it back a little farther, I guess, because you can see it's going to be like the Batman. It's an all over print shirt. So it's called like I Am the Knight. But then as you get deeper in there, what you can see is it's like a collage of like several different little pictures and stuff. The back is probably easier to see this. So as you get in there, just bring that up real slow. Like you can kind of see different shots from like the cartoon and everything. And then when you bring it back, you just see that, right? So it's one of those ones where like from a distance, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then you get up in it and you're like, oh, this is actually like kind of cool, right? Probably doesn't really change how you feel about it. Just notice some extra details. And so now, last, certainly not least, the reason this, oh, okay, real quick, there's the dog again. See that guy? So this is another Secret Wars shirt. It was supposed to have been in the last package, but what happened was I made my order and then realized I forgot to add one of the shirts to the cart because I was clicking on it and it was just like click, 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 and I was like, wait, that total can't be right. And then I look at the order and it's like, it was too low, right? Because there's only 2 shirts in there. Should have been 3. So either way, this right here is going to be Unlikely Allies, I think. So kind of like that Charlie Brown shirt. If you look in there, it's kind of a comic strip based thing. So that's why it kind of has all the blocked out things, right? And it's black and white, as you can kind of tell. But it's going to be shots from like the Secret Wars storyline. So if you saw any of that in the past, if you were a Secret Wars kind of person, maybe this is familiar to you. If you weren't, that's cool. I wasn't either until recently. Now I'm like interested in it and I want to read it. And I have the Marvel Unlimited plan, so I can fire that up at some point and do that. One last thing I'll talk about before I leave. I'm done with all the unboxings, so feel free to leave. One last thing I'll leave you with before I go is I am wearing this nofx shirt, right? So nofx broke, well, I won't say they broke up, but they called it a day, right? They have decided to retire and ride off into the sunset. They did that last weekend. And I wanted to go to one of their shows, and I had plenty of time to do it, right? And there was nothing getting in the way because there were so many dates. So I don't really have an actual excuse for not making it other than just poor planning. Because the first show that I had my mind on, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. The Boston show. That'll be a good time, right? I think the Dropkick Murphys is going to be playing, and it's going to be like a festival thing. A lot of other bands that I would have liked to have seen, I'm sure of it. I didn't look at the lineup, but I knew it would have been a good time. And then I realized closer to it that was the day that I had those Avril Lavigne tickets. So I was like, well, that's not going to happen because I already have these tickets this ticket. And that wasn't even a good day, right? It was a bad show, kind of. I'll just say it was a bad show. The weather was terrible, so it started late. The venue sucks, right? So terrible experience. So I didn't like that. I wasn't feeling about it. And then you fast forward a little bit. They had a show. The last shows were last weekend, right? October 5th and 6th, right? Well, 4th through 6th. It's a 3-day event out in Los Angeles. I thought, thought to myself, like, maybe like I'll check out their last run of things, right? But I had it in the back of my mind to look into it. But the other thing that was slightly in front of that was I was trying to go to Bad Blood for a while, right? The pay-per-view, because why not, right? When I was living here, my friend, he had like the whole black box thing, so we were watching all the free pay-per-views at his house. And so when I moved, the first one I missed to break that streak was the original Bad Blood. So I thought, well, if they're bringing it back, I should be there, right? I'll go to Atlanta. Why not? I was just down there for Survivor Series. I say like it was recent. It was 2015. Anyways, so I'm looking at going to Bad Blood, because it's the October 5th, I believe it was. And it just did not happen, right? Because prices were all weird on the tickets. Ticketmaster and their dynamic pricing to match with like market interest and demand. It's a whole scam, I'm sure of it. So I didn't go to that, and then I realized, wait, like I could have been planning this nofx trip instead of like hoping these ticket sales were going to level out. So I missed it because of that. But man, like it would have been an awesome time, and I'm not even like a huge nofx fan like that. I got into them in the War on Airism era, and I've been with it since. Right? I didn't really listen to like the double album or the single album. Those are actual names of those two albums, but everything I have picked up since that time when I got into them was like solid, right? So I would have liked to have been there. And I did see them a few years ago, like not too far down the road at one of the Warp Tours. So there is that. It's not, and I've seen them a handful of times, right? So it's not like I never got to experience it, but it would have been cool, man. I mean, they've done a lot for that scene and just music in general, not just music in general, but artists in general, and, kind of breaking the molds of things and doing stuff however you want to and pushing that whole thing. Because if you know a little about them, you know that, especially Fat Mike and whatnot, right? You ever hear that, like the Cokie the Clown album? It's crazy, right? But he's putting his life out there, and so it's kind of a cool thing that people can be comfortable doing that, and then maybe inspire others to do it. So either way, I'm not going to get into some whole rant about that. All I'm saying is like they were very influential in that scene over the last 40 years, and it would have been cool to have been there for that. But instead, I was here running the Crawling Crab 5K. So I did get my best time, so there was that, but I would have rather been hanging out in the crowd, watching a bunch of bands play a bunch of songs that I like. So whatever. Little rant for the day. From me to you. Have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night. Whatever it is, wherever you are, it's very much night here, or technically it's morning now because it's 12:15. So I'm going to get to sleep so I can see about getting to work at a relatively decent time because I got some stuff to do tomorrow. And then I got some stuff to do after work. So yeah. And I might see Happy Death Day tomorrow too. So we'll see. Like I said, might be a busy day. So you guys enjoy whatever it is you're going to get into in the next 24 hours or however long it is until we cross paths again. Probably going to be longer, to be completely honest, though. Though I do have some videos that I should edit soon. So there might be some one-way communication in a way. I don't know. I'll deal with it later. Later, people.